And it's no different having depression than, say, breaking your leg.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love.
Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm a qualified therapist specialising in trauma, and I'm here today to talk to you about my experience of trauma and depression, in particular where it started for me. Even though things have come a long way, when I was first diagnosed with depression, which was when I had my breakdown, which was getting on for 30 years now, it was that my doctor understood, but he actually put my sick note as something different so that I wasn't stigmatized. So even he knew that having depression was going to be stigmatized. So what happened, I gave the sick note to my doctor, to my boss, and then somebody saw me out one day, reported it back to my boss, and I then had to tell her that I had depression. She understood, however, others didn't, and I got very much, what have you got to be depressed about? Because I had a house, I had a husband, I had a child, I had a job, I had all of those things that people assume you don't suffer from depression if you have these things. And so I was told to sort of pull my socks up and just get on with it. And that was really difficult for me, to not have that support. And so I pretty much went on a journey from that point to try and understand and get to the point that I am today, to understand what was going on for me over the years. And if we come to date now, I recognise, and the question to you as to whether or not you've suffered from depression, if you've been stigmatised against it, and how debilitating that is. And it's no different having depression than, say, breaking your leg. Having an external, obvious condition that has more empathy, should I say, to someone suffering from depression or ill mental health. Even though people are better at recognising and being understanding, there still is a stigma attached to having ill mental health. And I think that's really difficult, or really sad, to be honest. And I was told I had a lot of adverse childhood experiences, and was advised that nothing that happened in your childhood has a bearing on your adult life, which is absolutely untrue. And if you look at I invite you to look at the ACE score, the adverse childhood experiences, and depending on your ACE score, has a significant impact in your adult life, which really helped me understand that I wasn't going mad, that it was okay to be the way that I was, and why wouldn't it be? And it is something that is ongoing. It isn't something that, I don't like the word cured, because I believe cured is setting you up to fail. I believe it's management of it, understanding of it, making connections with it, where those things have happened, those adverse experiences have happened. And when you've had developmental trauma, which is, if your ACE score is quite high, as mine is, results in challenging adulthood. And because I haven't got a broken arm or broken leg, or I don't walk around with obvious external issues, it's deemed as though I'm perfectly healthy or perfectly able to manage everything. And, you know, I have good days, great days, and bad days. And for me, I've made loads of connections and been able to, I call like a jigsaw puzzle. So I've put the jigsaw puzzle together, but it has been an ongoing, and it still will ongo. So it has been a very long time to be able to make those connections. But I'm so glad that I have, because I now have understanding. And I think when you have understanding, that's where there can be some peace. So I now have some peace, which helps negate when I'm overwhelmed. To be able to recognise that, to hold all of the big feelings and the impact of the childhood experiences has on me, where I was always told that's got nothing to do with it. Thankfully, you know, as time's gone on, and especially with the ACE study, it is linked, definitely linked. And so that really was quite a turning point for me in the main. And then learning more about trauma and applying it to myself. And so I invite you to look at the ACE score, to see the study that was done. It was done in America. For you to be able to make those links yourself, and so not to be quite so harsh on yourself, because we are so harsh on ourselves. I know I certainly am. And to give yourself some more softness and peace in your life, I think is not all the time. I don't think it is possible to be completely, because life events happen anyway, but to gain some calmness and some quiet moments and some joyous moments, to really hold on to those bits, those times, I feel, and it has been for me, certainly really beneficial to help that big red cloud, I was going to say, but yeah, I normally say black, don't we? But that big cloud that is over us. And I do know that my journey, if you like, will continue for me to make connections, because even though I've been doing this 30 years, I haven't made all the connections yet. But I've made a majority of connections. And that, as I've said, has been, for me anyway, very beneficial, and given me some, as I say, some peace. And so I hope it could be for you too. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment your thoughts below.